Welcome back in, everybody, to Seahawks Weekly. Seahawks Weekly presented by Bud Light and brought to you by Harrison's Distillings, batch number 12 vodka, sparkling ice, legendary donuts, and Pearl Seafood and Oyster Bar right here in Bellevue's Lincoln Square. And I just got to say, for some reason, Paul, we have a lot of people standing around just to see you and I.
I was thinking the same thing.
Was you thinking that too?
I said, you're a good-looking man.
I was thinking about you
They
yourself.
are out tonight.
They are out tonight.
Give each other compliments while I'm right here.
You know, and then there's a rumor that Bobby Wagner showed up, and that may have kind of killed our vibe.
Oh, he's sitting right here. Middle linebacker for your Seattle Seahawks, Bobby Wagner.
What's up, everybody?
Boy, they crumb.
Dang, you came late.
You see, he on CPT, ain't he?
Dang.
He on CPT. D-Dub, you know what that means, right?
Hey, I was entertaining people out there.
He did it on purpose.
I could not be late for a fellow middle linebacker. Bobby, good to see you.
That's
All right.
I'll cut you some slack.
All right,
Appreciate it.
let's clear the room right now. Let's get the elephant out of the room. I want to go ahead and say I was wrong about you. I did not think that Bobby Wagner was I'm not going to say worth. That doesn't sound good. I just thought maybe that was too much. Bobby Wagner getting $10 million a season, so I'm going to take this time
10.75.
in front of everybody. 10.75 to be exact. I'm going to take this time to say that I was wrong, Bobby Wagner, so you and I can be friends for life now.
Yeah, we could be friends for life, man. I'm a very forgiving person. It's all good. I'm not worried about it.
Well, let me ask you this. Okay, maybe I was wrong before, and maybe others were wrong then, but the Bobby Wagner that I'm seeing is playing the absolute best football I've ever seen him play. Tell me why.
I'm just focused, man. I feel like I'm in the zone right now. I put a lot of work into this offseason, and I don't know, over the course of these last couple of years, I just felt like I was tired of, kind of asking for respect and not getting it. So I decided this year to take respect, and I could care less, what everybody else thought. But I knew that, the way that I prepared and the way that I was going to approach the season, that I was going to take the respect that I felt I deserved.
But the thing is, too, Bobby, is that, look, I mean, you've been in the league for 5 years. You just gain knowledge. I mean, there's certain things and there's parts of your game that in your 6th year and your 7th year, you're not going to know in your 2nd and 3rd year. And that's been really the big part of it, because your athletic ability, your strength, all that stuff has never been in question. But that's the kind of stuff that just kind of comes as you play, right?
Yeah, I think, every year that I've been in here, I've learned a lot more. I've grasped a lot more. I took on a lot of a bigger role each year. And, it's just something that I look forward to. I look forward. I love learning. I love trying to see what aspects I can make my game better. And I just feel like I really I'm in a good place right now. So I'm good.
You got a couple of linebacker coaches, too, that played in the NFL, and you got Michael Barrow and Lofa Tatupu. Talk about those two guys, because a couple of guys pretty smart, and what's your interaction with those two guys?
My interaction with them really good. Mike Barrow's taught me a lot, him being there, but Lofa's probably taught me the most, just because he's not too far removed from the game.
Yeah.
I actually was in when he was playing his last season. So just him passing his knowledge off to me, because I remember watching his film and seeing some of the things that he's done, but he's been passing me a lot of knowledge, trying to help me, challenging me every single game to try to do more, be more productive, show up more on film, and I just kind of took all that to heart. I've been fortunate enough to have pretty good coaches, and I just want to show them that I'm learning what they're teaching.
I'm going to bring it back to the disrespect part, because it's a bit subjective. And the reason why I'm saying that is, Dave and I played, and look, for me, I was behind a guy named Kenny Easley. As long as I didn't trip on the field when I was replacing him, people say, great job.
Right.
And Dave and I, we do the pre and post. We're hard on you because our expectations are so high. Our two highest expectations are Earl Thomas and you. So when you, from a disrespect standpoint, is because people think the expectations on you are so high. By the way, you're having a career year. You're playing phenomenal. But from that disrespect, or I don't know if that's the right word, hard on you, critical, What do you think that is? Because of the expectations? How do you take that?
Just as far as everybody's expectations or everybody's, what they expect, I don't think your expectation is ever going to exceed the expectation I have for myself. So, when I hear critics and I hear all that stuff, it doesn't really bother me because I have a level that I'm trying to reach, and that's what I focus on. I don't really focus on anything else because that's going to waver. If I have a bad game, you guys are going to feel some type of way. If a great game, you're going to feel some type of way. But what I'm striving for is bigger than, what's going on now. And I feel like I'm always trying to look at the whole picture and just want to, whenever I'm done and whenever I'm thinking about leaving, that you can look back and say he gave it his all and he was one of the best to do it.
Joined here by Bobby Wagner here on Seahawks Weekly. Let's go back to the Arizona Cardinals game. You had already jumped over the line of scrimmage one time, and then the last final time, most people like myself don't think that you're going to jump over the line of scrimmage. Can you take us all back to when you found out you were going to jump? What were you thinking before you were going to jump, and what happened after you jumped?
Is it kids here or no?
No, ain't no kids here. No kids.
No, it's a bar. We're good.
All right, so it was after we played our 100 and something snap, and so I'm like, okay, well, we about to just line up and see if they make the click, and they say, oh, no, you about to jump over again. So I took a deep breath, and I jumped over it, and as I'm jumping, I hear the guy say, no, you're not doing that again, and reach for and kind of rotate me, but I'm like, all right, I'm over, so I might as well see if I could block it, and I got it in the way, and Sherm was there too, so.
Now, is there a sign that you saw, or you can't really discuss that? Is there something that you saw that can tell the snap count?
Yeah, it was something that we seen watching film. Coach Snyder seen. He was like, we got a chance to jump over the center, and they were like, we feel like you can do it. And I said, yeah, I could do it. I played basketball with LeBron and them, so.
But your hoop.
What?
Your basketball game really isn't that good.
You're taking
your football game. We're here to talk about football and Bobby Wagner, but you don't take the disrespect of your basketball game. That's all right. We can disrespect that, right?
Okay, I'll let you guys in on the secret. I challenged him in the offseason. I said we could play one-on-one up to 11, and I would spot him 6 points, and I would win. And not only would I win, I would score 7 before you reach 9. That's how confident I am in the basketball.
And you played one-handed with.
No, I need 2 hands.
Did you need 2?
So yeah, I need 2.
So
you know what? Do not disrespect his basketball game. I'll tell you, I've heard from Bobby. And by the way, I just want to point out, today we talked to Kelsey McRae, and he said that he thought maybe you were too muscle-bound to take him in basketball, and that he can get to the hole, and that he thinks he's a better basketball player than
He sleeps. He sleeps, obviously. He's not awoke.
You know what? That's so funny about guys in the NFL. I mean, it's okay if you disrespect my game as a linebacker or whatever, but do not disrespect my basketball game.
I'm solid, man. I started off playing basketball first before I ventured over to this football.
There's lots of players on the team that point that you may be the best player on the team.
I would point at myself too.
Let me take you back. Let me take you back to high school. You grew up in Ontario, California. I'm a SoCal boy.
Okay.
By the way, had not heard of it. Colony
High School.
I had not heard of it, which started in 2002, I think. So
Somewhere
relatively young. But let me bring you back there. So 2 things. 1, 2-star athlete. Only scholarship offer.
I had 2 stars? I didn't think I had any.
Well, that was what I read.
Okay.
2.
I'll
Only
take it.
scholarship, Utah State. And Dave and I were talking about this earlier. I go, Dave, here's what's crazy about it. I go, not only does that happen, I go, he goes to Utah State, but he starts for 4 years in a row. I go, so it's not like he was not ready. It wasn't like, but tell me that, why only Utah State? Tell me about your experience in high school, what kind of player you were, and then I'll ask you about your second world of basketball. But our first part is why Utah State and why only one offer?
Utah State because it was my only offer. But I got a late start on football. I wasn't really that interested in it at that point. I still felt like I had hoop dreams, but I kind of realized that I needed to be a little bit taller to kind of have those dreams. But it was just a late start. And the funny thing and the ironic thing about this whole situation is I actually met Coach Carroll at high school. He came to recruit one of my teammates, and he looked right past me and didn't even give me a chance. So I was always mad at SC, and I couldn't wait to play SC, but I never got a chance. But he ended up getting me the second go-around, so I'm appreciative of it. But, yeah, Utah State was my only offer. I wasn't even going to accept it. I was going to, because I wanted to stay in California. I was going to go to JC, but my mom told me that if I didn't accept the scholarship, that I wasn't able to come home. So
Well, and it wasn't like you were.
I wanted to come home.
It wasn't like you weren't successful. I mean, you were all CIF, and CIF in California's got 20 divisions. You guys win a divisional state championship. You're all CIF. So were you surprised? Was it you were not big enough? How much were you weighing your senior year in high school?
I probably was 5-something, $190, maybe
okay.
200.
You had some size on you.
I was decent, you know.
But you grew in college then, obviously.
Yeah, I grew a lot in college. Put on a lot of weight, ate some food, you know, what college people do.
Let's go back to the college time.
No, we got to go to high school basketball.
Oh, you want to continue with the high school basketball?
Well,
Go ahead.
so how good were you? So you only played 2 years of high school football.
Yeah.
This is my last question. You guys can have the rest. Sorry. But how good were you in basketball leading up to your high school football test?
I was pretty good. I felt like I was pretty good. Would I say I was the best? I wasn't. We had a guy who was who ended up going to UCLA, and we had another guy who ended up going to San Diego State.
Who went to UCLA?
Tyler Lamb.
Okay.
And then Michael Bostic went to San Diego State. So, you know, we had hoopers, but I kind of realized that the basketball coach wasn't really as good as getting people to college like the football coach was. So I just put all my marbles in what I felt would get me further in life, whether it be a degree or whatever the case may be. So
Good decision, by the way.
appreciate it.
Joined here by Bobby Wagner here on Seahawks Weekly. Let's go back to, your college time. And of course, you did start 4 years at Utah State. I know 2009 was a rough year for you. That was a year, May 27th, your mother, she passed away. And one of the things that I read is that you had thought about not continuing playing football after that. What made you continue to play football? What made you decide to still play?
Honestly, I just felt like I would be doing myself a disjustice. I felt like I was pretty good, and I knew that if I did walk away from the game, that's not something she would necessarily would have wanted and would have been happy. So I kind of just said that I'm going to dedicate all my time to making it to the NFL, because my dream and what I spoke to her about was I wanted to make it professionally, and I was going to buy her a house. So that's kind of what drove me and what pushed me to continue, was to, I knew she was still there spiritually, and I just wanted to make her proud and make sure I did everything I could to get there.
Out of all the things that you have accomplished since your mother has passed on, what do you think, and I have no doubt, I believe that your mom is with you today, what do you think that she would probably be the most proud of today?
I think she would be proud of how humble I remained, and I think she would be proud of me getting my degree. I made sure because I was going to leave my junior year, but I made a decision to not, and so I stayed, and I ended up, because I wanted to make sure that I got my degree. So I got my degree in business, and I probably think that would be what she's most proud of.
And your mom would be right. You're a good man. You know the other thing about him? He makes a hell of a roofing commercial.
Yeah, he does.
Bobby and I made a roofing commercial together.
It took me, the first try, I was in and out.
One and
You know
done.
what I'm saying?
Oh, you one and done?
Yeah,
I'm just
it
saying.
took me a couple. I had to follow his lead. Yeah, you see him on the you're on the plumbing commercial now. You took
Yeah.
over for beast mode, right?
Yeah, man, just trying to get my face out there.
Yeah.
I know people are probably tired of seeing my face.
You got a
But that's okay.
You got
No,
a face.
nobody's-
You got a face for football.
No, he's
Thank you. I don't even know how to take that.
Yeah, he's trying to say that you're not good looking. This is actually, this guy, he can be on TV. I mean, and also, I want to ask you about those plumbing ads because you actually make contact with people. Isn't there something in your contract about you're not supposed to tackle people outside of the NFL season?
No, there's nothing in that. That's my job. I tackle people for a living. If I'm going to Target and you see me in Target and I tackle you, you just have to, you know what I'm saying? You just have to let me do it. It's
right.
what it is.
I hear you.
Bobby, if for years, we have said, Dave and I and G, one of your great strengths is rushing the passer, particularly up the middle versus center, a running back. We're seeing more of that this year. Is that something coming into the season they talked about, something you worked on? Because you've obviously had a lot of success rushing the passer this year.
Yeah, it's definitely something I work on all the time. I felt like I felt like I always was good at it. I just didn't have the opportunity, but I also felt like we kind of didn't need to because we had such good pass rushing. It was kind of like, there was no need for it. Not to say there's a need now, but I think it was something at the end of the year. They just realized, I was kind of getting into the backfield. So this offseason, they kind of just told me that they were going to call my name a little bit more, and I told them if they did, I would make sure it counted.
I would call it even a few more.
Yeah, I would
Because
too.
you're really
I like
there's
like that
nobody. A center's not quick enough to handle you. You go, and there's not a running back who can handle you physically. I'm doing that a lot.
Idea. Yeah,
I'm
I
just
would call
saying.
my name too.
How good is KJ Wright?
He is really good, very good. I really feel like because we have so many great players on our team, sometimes he gets overshadowed, which is unfortunate because I feel like, he's definitely a great player. I feel like he's a player who deserves a lot of respect. Definitely should have made a couple Pro Bowls, a couple All-Pros since he's been here. But I know that that's going to come from him. I know that, it's definitely his plans. I don't think there's a linebacker out there that covers better than him. And I just really feel like, and I really hope that he starts getting the respect that he deserves.
That's your fault, Bobby.
Yeah,
You go out there
That's y'all
and you go out there and get 15 tackles and
I just kind of fell into those.
Yeah. No, you didn't. But let me ask you this: interception, sack, or big hit? What charges you up the most?
Oh, the big hit for sure.
Big hit?
Big hit, yeah. When you hear the sound of a guy going like, ugh, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
So I've been doing this thing where I'm trying to find out the special sauce in Pete Carroll's recipe. So I've been sending
Special
texts.
sauce?
Yeah, it is. What Pete
what type
Carroll
of food?
the team,
Okay.
what Pete Carroll has built here.
Okay.
And I've been sending texts around to guys, and I've been asking, like, what do you believe the secret sauce to his recipe is? Here's one that I sent today, and and here's the answer. I asked about what that recipe was, and here's the answer I got back, and you see what your thoughts are. The consistency and integrity of his actions and responses in relations to his words. In other words, he talks to talk and walks to walk. He shows up. Players recognize his authenticity. Other coaches talk to talk as long as things are going great. But when stuff hits the fan, that's when Pete Carroll continues to walk. So that was their opinion of why things considered to work. What's your reasoning for why Pete Carroll has been so successful with you guys?
I would agree with everything that they said. And I feel like the greatest example of that is when Hauschka missed the kick and whoever their kicker missed the kick. And you see the two different responses. You had Coach Carroll, who was like, I love that guy. He is our guy. And you had Bruce Harrington, who was like, he gets paid to make those kicks. He needs to make those kicks. And he's just always positive, always supportive, always, in your corner. And it's not too many people that you're fortunate enough to meet or come across that way, because he's going to tell it to you straight, but he's also going to be in your corner. And I feel like, like we've talked about, like most people don't get the truth anymore. Most people, rather just hear a lie because it feels better. He'll tell you the truth, whether it's You know, whether it feel good or whatever, but he's going to build you up too. He's not just going to break it down. He's going, all right, look, this is how we're going to get it done. And he just cares, man, because you know, even he cares about everything outside of football because he understands the statistics about how a lot of us go broke, a lot of us end up divorced, a lot of us end up, you know, all these different things. So he's even, you know, taking it further and start talking to us about what is our purpose in life and where do we want to be, you know, after we're done, and you know, what are the type of men we want to be. And that not to, well, from what I heard, not too many coaches are like that. So to have somebody who care like that, it makes you want to play for him, and it, you know, I think that's what, you know, kind of pushes everybody because he brings the best out of you.
He's definitely unique. And I'm going to throw a little, you want a great mentor? This guy right here, Dave Wyman.
Most
He's a
definitely.
hell of a linebacker in his day.
Most
And
definitely.
without an injury, matter of fact, coming into his senior year, one of the freak athletes.
He's drunk.
No, I'm not. I'm not yet. But great mentor I mean, seriously, you got some great mentors there. He's a great mentor. But I'm bringing this back. You said something, as long as I'm playing, early, right when we first started. So talk to me about life after football. So you're done with football. You got a degree in business from college. What do you want to do when you're done with this game?
I'm in the process of figuring it out. I feel like I've taken meetings with various different owners. I've spent weeks out in Northern California to study you know, investments, study how to make your money grow, you know, how people make money. I was really into finances when I was in college, so I feel like, you know, eventually I will get into some form of business, and I just don't know what that is yet, but I definitely feel like I have a couple plays whenever I'm ready.
Well, Bobby Wagner, we really appreciate you taking the time to join us for Seahawks Weekly.
Appreciate you guys. Appreciate everybody out coming and listening to me talk. Appreciate it.
They like their Seahawks, man. I know you like the 12s.
Most definitely.
And again, man, all the best of luck to you. Of course, Monday night we will be in the building. Buffalo Bills, Seattle Seahawks, man. We wish you all
Hope
the
to
best.
see everybody there. Go Hawks.
Absolutely, man. And
Appreciate you guys.
Again, best of luck the rest of the season.
Appreciate it.
Bobby Wagner, everybody. Coming up next from 710sports.com, Brady Henderson will join us. We do that next right here on Seahawks Weekly.